And we welcome you back to another episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode, we saw down to the last seconds what I finished here in downtown Chicago as the Bulls beat the Clippers in a close game by, I believe it was 3 points. 123 to 120, winning by Derrick Rose, defeat Chris Paul. That will be a good one. And now we are looking or waiting for this gonna be a rematch. You see, check out the presentation. We're ready to go. And now this was the preview of the 2014 NBA Finals preview, and also it was the rematch of the epic Game 6 and Game 7 of the 2013 NBA Finals to bring back memories. It features Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs take on LeBron James in the Miami Heat. As we all know, the real life is one of the most best shot ever in Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals win. LeBron James misses the three, but the offensive rebound by Chris Bosh to get back Ray Allen to force overtime. He almost stepped on the 2 foot on the line. I thought the Spurs won to win the championship, but the Miami Heat came back to take a 5 point lead, and he missed the free throw. So that should be a good one here in Miami. And then Game 7, LeBron James with the dagger with a 2 point jumper to seal this up. That should be interesting. And for this game, the Spurs gonna use the black and gonna use the Heat in the white. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here in American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami. Anyways, we are sending over to Kevin Harlan here in American Airlines Arena in Miami. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video right now. And here we go. Let's go.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. The weekend of hoops continues. It's the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Miami Heat. And that'll do it from the studio. Let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports broadcast crew at the arena. I'll see you back here at halftime.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. A factor in every game, Tim Duncan will be on display.
And as rebounders go, guys, he is amazingly active on the boards, relentless. And it serves two purposes. One, it gets him a lot of rebounds, of course, but two, it takes a lot of toll on the opposition. He'll wear you down.
And I don't know of too many other players who are as solid as he is in the low post. Just watch how many times he'll get his man to go for his fake and leave his feet. He gets him up in the air and takes advantage of it.
Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Hawks.
They ran away with that game, Kevin, mostly thanks to their play at the offensive end.
That's exactly right, guys. There was crisp movement by the players and the ball throughout that game, and they got a lot of high-quality shots as a result. You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
San Antonio with the ball after the Heat pick up two. Ginobili against Wade. Here's Splitter. Shot clock at 6. The basket drops and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least one or two of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
And Leonard gets it to go.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
That's good.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Ginobili gets to Leonard. That one goes. Count it.
Well, Kawhi Leonard is a do-it-all type of player. I mean, defense, rebound. His role on the Spurs hasn't been that of a big-time scorer. But he is efficient scoring the basketball. He's just the kind of player that helps you win games at a high level.
Red hot, right out of the gates. 4 for 4 shooting.
Parker passes the split. Back to Parker. Sinks that one from the post.
Great-looking bounce pass to set up that play.
Miami's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. And for the Spurs, a team with plenty of scoring. You know, do you think Kawhi Leonard, as we circle him here, could become a big-time scorer in the NBA?
I don't know, because it's a much different deal to play off of other people or being the center of attention yourself. And right now, Leonard is in a terrific position playing off of Parker and Duncan and Ginobili.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effective.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
He talked about the challenge of game planning for Tim Duncan. He said Timmy's one of the best to ever do it on the low block. We just got to play the percentages, force him to his left, and force him to make tough contested shots. Guys, even though Duncan isn't a deadly free-throw shooter, he knows how to draw contact. They want to avoid getting baited into silly fouls. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Ginobili gets the bucket.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication, he's really become an outstanding coach.
I love his kind of mid to long range jump shot. It's a specialty of his, especially in catch and shoot situations.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's a very skilled catch and shoot type of player. I mean, it adds a dangerous element to his game that he can make that jump shot.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra. As a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat move, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, I got a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
The shot's good from LeBron.
Boy, is he coming out strong. That's 5 consecutive field goals to start this game.
And Steve, the defense hasn't been able to do anything to stop him. I mean, they haven't found anything to slow this guy down.
Everybody on the floor is hot. Incredible stuff here in the early stages.
Tell you what, both teams playing downhill. Who's going to blink first?
Wasted no time on that one. Allen's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Mills dishes to Diallo. This one for 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Well, it's definitely been a shootout. But the team that can start playing some defense might have an edge.
Allen kicks to Hazel. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
What a play. The hoop plus the home.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for Daniel Green. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Mills, defended by Chalmers. Pass to Bellinelli. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Spurs making a switch here. And here is Oden. Quiet so far offensively, switching for his first points of the game. Wade gets the bucket.
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Outside Jackson. Here's McGrady. It's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. first quarter of play, we've seen plenty of offense so far. It's the Heat. They lead by a bucket. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
Tune in this Saturday night, February 1st. Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. Big-time hoops coming your way.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
Pulling out the wings, Wade and Battier. Lewis is out there with Chris Anderson. And it's Cole in at the one spot. That's the group on the floor for Miami.
And I'm just impressed with his effort, guys, because we know he's hurting out there.
You know, the Spurs really have a cohesive culture, and part of that is something that Greg Popovich has been able to do, and that's being able to join guys together that normally might not hang out. For instance, you had Matt Bonner taking Steven Jackson out to a Coldplay concert last season. One way to help guys get to know each other off the court, and it helps them on the court. Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over him.
Wade kicks to Cole. Connects from three-point range. Cole's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And back to Popovich and the Spurs, he really makes a point of getting to know his players and have them get to know one another.
That's right, Kevin. He likes to have his players have a sense of perspective about the world. He wants them to know that there are other things going on besides the NBA. In fact, back in 2012, he had the players watching the presidential debates together.
And it's blocked by Lewis. Battier against Jackson. T-Wade on the wing. And it's Wade again missing. San Antonio trailing here. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season.
Well, today we're going to see if there are any hard feelings, I guess we should say, left over from their crushing defeat to this team in last year's finals.
It's Battier on the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Battier's got 5 points now this quarter. And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game. Steve was talking about earlier, Clark, about last year's finals. And it's got to be fresh in the memory now, but that we know. Yeah. Do you think it's going to have a positive effect, Clark, or a negative one on him here?
You know, Kevin, I really believe it'll have a positive effect. They've been waiting for this game for a while. I'm sure they're excited and anxious about this opportunity. They're going to be highly motivated to win. Nothing like losing to a team that amps you up when you get a chance to beat them the next time.
You better believe it. From down low. And that one's good. And the Spurs lead by 1.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game is certainly swung like a pendulum.
Offensive rebound. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance. Has got his second bucket of the game to go. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
And you see a player have to come out of a game like this, and you just hope for the best.
That's exactly right. You do hope for the best. You cross your fingers, say a prayer, and hope it's nothing major. We'll see what the update is here shortly.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for Monarchs in Oakland.
You know, you survey other point guards in the league, and you see who their toughest assignment is, and a lot of them will tell you it's Tony Parker. I mean, his ability to weave in and out at the speed he does just drives would-be defenders mad over the course of 4 quarters. Parker is always in attack mode.
Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for Norris Cole. And Parker, here we go. And it's blocked by Bosch. Fast break, here they come. Here's the lob to the hoop. And Finished off by LeBron.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
And Clark, you mentioned the penetration ability of Tony Parker. He really has become the focal point of the Spurs drive and kick offense, Steve. So fun to watch.
Yeah, you talk about his speed and quickness, but it's really all about the overall skill level, the ability to finish in the lane, the knockdown jump shooter, the free-throw shooting also improved. But it's incredible how well-rounded Parker has become.
Is he the fastest point guard, you think, in the NBA?
I would say yes.
Ray Allen, he's checked in for Miami.
You know, when something works for you, you stay with it. The Heat saw after the 2012 finals that small ball was very effective for them. You can see why they chose to do that, given how hard it is to find a power forward that can match up with LeBron. Makes good sense.
And this match is really what makes an NBA offense go at times. Not only can Miami overpower you, Steve, you know, with their sheer talent at times, but if you're trying to guard a perimeter player with a big, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, some people still see small ball as a gimmick, but, you know, for Miami, it's different because you've got LeBron James playing the power forward. So it's not really small ball. He can rebound, he can defend, he can do everything. And so if he become a nightmare to guard at the other end, you can rarely take advantage of. Them offensively.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game. Bosch trying to free himself up. Allen, that's good. And it's an 8-point Miami lead.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
There's the dish to split it. 17 seconds left in the first half. And he banks in the layup. Miami with the ball. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, it took some time. This was not an easy win, but mark it down in the W time.
Yeah, and it was impressive, Steve, the way they handled their business in the overtime. I mean, they had a lot left in the tank.
And the rejection by LeBron. That will count. Can't get it to go. And that concludes the first half. Heat lead by 9. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. Welcome to 2K Sports. I hope you're having a great afternoon. The Heat have the lead out in Miami against San Antonio. The top team in the conference standings. They're having a great season. Through 2 quarters, LeBron in complete control. We're at halftime and still, he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. And this dedicated Spurs team is weathering the storm. A dominating performance offensively. They're getting everything they want. Kawhi Leonard with some valuable contributions. His field goal percentage through the roof recently, and he is on fire again tonight. Let's start off with a peek at some games scheduled for later on. Over at New Orleans Arena, the Pelicans will face up against the Magic. And another game that's coming up, the Brooklyn Nets will go up against the Celtics in Boston. Both sides looking to help their standings in the division. That one gets going 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And now, a look at the other NBA action. It'll be the Knicks out in New York against the Lakers. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready with the call in the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
And what was most impressive was that his decision-making and shot-taking was very disciplined and efficient. Really an excellent half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense has given him, and he's not trying to do too much. I love the flow and rhythm he's playing with here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for San Antonio. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Ginobili and Leonard on the wings. And it's Parker in at the point guard position.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Ginobili outside. He feeds it to Splitter. Working on Bosch. Fader on the way. Another one falls for San Antonio. And Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Well, 6 years as an assistant there. He was head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
And that's his forte, finding that angle and then aggressively attacking the rim.
And it's slammed in by Splitter.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
The Heat leading by 13. Chalmers working against Parker. Fires from the wing. And the Heat got another bucket right there.
Boy, this is the kind of shooting performance coaches dream of. It makes their job so much easier. An excellent start to this third quarter. You know, people look at Mario Chalmers and say he might not be your typical point guard. He's not a big-time penetrator or playmaker, but he's a good fit for the Heat with his active defense and spot-up shooting from long range. I think it's a hand-in-glove fit, actually.
It's stolen by Duncan. Duncan left side. Ginobili from deep. Count that one. Ginobili's got 15 points.
And he continues to knock down shot after shot. A perfect shooting day for him so far.
And Chalmers, a 3-time All-American, NCAA champion his junior season at Kansas, received the Most Outstanding Player Award for the 2008 tournament.
Hit what was probably the biggest shot in Kansas history, the three-pointer that sent that game against Memphis into overtime that allowed the Jayhawks to go on and win that national championship.
That's good. He's got 10.
Great job capitalizing on that steal and getting the easy points in transition.
Exactly how it should be done after a turnover.
The feed now to Ginobili. Dishes it to Splitter. Duncan, covered by LeBron. Here's Leonard. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they have. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Morris Diaz checked in for Splitter. Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Tracy McGrady subbed in for Manu Ginobili.
You know, offensively, he's just one of those guys that needs a touch of space to get his shot up. That's all. And if he runs his man off a screen or somehow finds an opening, that's it. He's going to let that thing go.
And he's a great three-point shooter, too, especially when he lets it go from one of those corners. He doesn't miss many of those.
They got right to the rim, but got hammered once he got there by the defense.
That was a nice job taking it strong and forcing his way to the line. Well done. Well, you know, Tim Duncan really is a coach on the floor, guys. He knows every play in their playbook, front to back, and position 1 through 5. I think he could coach the team if he had to.
McGrady kicks to Mills. That's good. Great play set up by T-Mac, Tracy McGrady. Mills has got 5. The Heat leading by 12. Allen outside. A 3-ball. That drops. And for Duncan and the Spurs team, that continuity and veteran leadership, such a huge part of their success.
Well, when you have the same coach and the same core of star players over almost 2 decades, that's pretty remarkable. That continuity is exactly what gives the Spurs that sustained success that they've enjoyed for such a long period.
Here's Oden. Oh, what a... As he gets bumped on his way up, will go to the line and try to check down.
Got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Well, not the best statistic for him. I mean, his performance at the line, of course, very low numbers.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the strike.
Splitters checked in for San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Tim Duncan.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
Allen kicks to Cole. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Cole's got 6. There's the pass to Bellinelli. 1 second left, and it's San Antonio with another one. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Heat. They lead by 13. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next.
This Tuesday night, January 28th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on the Houston Rockets, a conference battle in the West. Be there.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter, the final quarter of play. Can change everything. And look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Heat.
Man, they keep piling up the assists, guys. Great ball movement.
Well, it's been a super performance from beyond the arc, too. I mean, they've been raining in those threes.
Haslam and Bosch up front. Norris, Cole, and Dwayne Wade combine a guard. And it's Jones in at the 3 side. That's the group in the game for the Heat. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. They'll go to the line. It's going to be Wade shooting. Tim Duncan picks one up. And the Spurs making a change here. Mills is checked in.
One thing with Wade that doesn't seem to be going away is his quickness off the dribble. He still has that devastating crossover. He may not be able to do it every night, but there are nights when he just looks like he's right in his prime.
He passes to Cole. Lets the 3 fly. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Mills passes to Splitter. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And you can hear the reaction of the fans to that call.
Well, it's obvious they did not like it, Steve.
Daniel Green, who's checked in for San Antonio. Cole dishes to Jones. Lets it fly from 18. Again, the Heat good for two. And Wade has a number of elusive moves, Clark, getting into the lane. He did the spin, the Euro step, which I love, by the way.
Yeah.
And the windmill crossover.
He's got it all. I mean, he's figured out how to get to that bucket. And I think the crossover is probably his custom move. Just as he changes direction, he swings the ball quickly over his head to the other side, avoiding the rip. And he makes it look so natural, you might think nothing of it, but youngsters around the league go to school on that one. That's a heck of a move.
And he will take the ball right into the teeth of the defense.
San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, Miami went to that smaller lineup last season, and a big change in that was having Chris Bosh move over to the 5 spot. Not his natural position, but I thought he held his own both offensively and defensively playing in the middle.
The Spurs making a switch here. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He said, listen, we've come this far. Now we've got to lay it on the line to get a win. I know we can do it. So show them what you got and let's make it happen. Guys, we'll see if they can do it.
And for Bosh, playing the center, Steve, he's giving up some weight out there.
But he's a very smart defender. He avoids fouls. And you know, the way the league is these days, Kevin, most teams play smaller. And Bosh can normally find a center that he can guard without too much trouble. But there are a few matchups around the league that are a problem.
Well, they got the speed and the pressure of that Miami defense. You think they're able to compensate for any lack of size inside by using those other things.
Yeah, that's normally the case against, I would say, the vast majority of the league.
And that one's good. 19 points for Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into the position they're in right now.
Green inside the three-point line, and it's San Antonio with another.
I think he's been kind of passive today. And, you know, maybe that one will get him going. I think for them to be successful, he needs to be the one to do the bulk of the scoring.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
Yeah, they were getting winded. Good call here to give them a quick breather.
Otto Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili against Wade. Gets it to go. Wade's got 14 points now in the second half.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
It's Ginobili outside, and again it's San Antonio with a three.
Well, for one, he hasn't let them down. I mean, but a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
Bosh kicks to LeBron. Passes to Chalmers. Lets it go from deep. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. And the Heat lead by 13.
He's been key for this team's offense, the way he's distributed the ball.
Yeah, you know, the offense is just moving through him, Steve. No doubt.
And that one's good. LeBron's got 28.
And they're getting that lead way up there now. It should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'd be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
Leonard gets the bucket. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
You know, every great player needs someone to push them to be better. LeBron said last year that, you know, that's what Kevin Durant does with him. I think he works as hard as he does, knowing that Durant is coming to try to take his spot as the best player in the league.
And going back to LeBron for the time being, he's solidified Clark is standing. I think everyone would agree as the best player in the NBA.
Well, how about 4 league MVP trophies to his credit? One of only 5 players in league history to win that many. One of only a few players to be both MVP of the league and MVP of the finals in the same year. So, enough said. He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Outside, Ginobili, an absolute bomb from three-point range.
Tell you what, he's had an excellent game, and they're going to have to continue to rely on him if they're going to come back.
The shot's good from LeBron.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. "35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Bellinelli with the 3, and the shot is good.
Well, their offense has kicked into gear, but seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
Here's McGrady. Kicks to Bellinelli. Three-pointer. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Miami's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Really left alone that time.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
Kick it out, kick it out. And so Miami takes this one. A big margin. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.
What a huge night in the first game wrap up here in Miami as the Heat beat the Spurs by 11 points, 118 to 107. LeBron James got 33 points and 8 assists. Dwayne Wade got 21 points and 7 assists. On the other hand, Manu Ginobili got 30 points. What a huge game here in Miami as the Heat will defeat the Spurs here in Miami in a huge finals rematch here in Miami. And now, second game of the day, we're off to Madison Square Garden in New York City. Another superstar matchup featuring Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks take on Kobe Bryant of the Los Angeles Lakers. That should be here in New York. They're gonna be the Lakers will win today here in New York. That will be find out. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Genshin as the Miami Heat take the dominate over the San Antonio Spurs 118-107. This is Andre Genshin. Say so long from Miami, Florida in American Airlines Arena. And we'll see you later for the second game here in the Madison Square Garden, New York City, for the Los Angeles Lakers take on the New York Knicks. This is Andre Genshin once again. Say so long from American Airlines Arena, New York, with American Airlines Arena in Miami. It's time to say sign up and peace out. Goodbye, and we'll see you later for the second game here in New York for the Los Angeles Lakers take on the New York Knicks. Sign up and peace out. Goodbye.